there, it's Erin with Time Saving Templates, and today I'm going to be going over one of the compensation metrics that we have covered in the free comp metrics cheat sheet. So today we're going to be going over the midpoint of a salary range, so how to calculate the midpoint if you don't have it, if you just have a min and max. And also we're going to go over what the midpoint differential means, how you can calculate midpoint differential, and how you can use midpoint differential to estimate or calculate other ranges. So salary ranges. So very compensation focused today. And we have this salary range reset template, which is part of one of the packages I will link to in the description. So this is actually part of a tackle turnover toolkit, and I'll go over how this template works in a bit, but for now we are wanting to focus on midpoint. So let me grab some sample ranges here. This is just some example salary ranges, and say that we have a minimum and we have a maximum of salary range. So usually you can either usually the internal company salary ranges, they're either letters, numbers, or some combination. Okay, so if there's a lot of reasons why you want to know the midpoint when it comes to any type of compensation analysis. So if you don't have your midpoints and you just have a range, you can quickly and easily calculate your midpoint using this. You're just going to do equal, and I would do open parenthesis. We're going to do maximum minus the minimum, close, divided by 2. That doesn't give us the expected midpoint. So that's actually giving us the actual amount difference divided by 2 between these two numbers. Now we need to add this to the minimum. So I'm going to come to the front and I'm going to say minimum plus, and now just enter out. Okay, now we're getting what's expected. So that difference of 42, so it should be the same amount if we did max minus midpoint. We're getting that original 42 we calculated, and then same if we do midpoint minus minimum, we're getting that 42. So it's really just the middle point in between the min and max. So you're just going to do, click right here so you can see real quick, minimum plus max minus min divided by 2. That's your formula to calculate the midpoint. Now you'll see I already have these gray cells are already formulas, so it already skipped ahead and calculated midpoint differential, but I wanted to go over what midpoint differential is and how to use it. So midpoint differential is really just the difference between each midpoint, looking at the progression if someone were to be promoted up a level between each grade. You're looking at how big is the jump to go from a grade H to a grade G. So 28 to 34 represents a 21% jump. And then if they went from a B to A, that represents from 108 to 158. The midpoint differential is telling us that it's a 47% increase. So let me just hide these columns and we'll redo that midpoint differential formula so that you can see how to calculate it. So I'm going to do equals and then open parenthesis, the midpoint in A minus the midpoint for grade B, close parenthesis, and then divide by the midpoint of grade B. So that's going to be C5 minus C6 divided by C6 to get that 47%. And then as I drag it down, it'll show the midpoint. So depending on if your ranges are starting with the max on the top or the max on the bottom, I've seen both ways, you may need to adjust this formula a little bit, or flip it if you're starting with the max. Right now I have the max of the range at the top. Whatever you're subtracting by should be the same one you're dividing by. That's how you would calculate midpoint differential. Pretty straightforward, but I also want to show you another way you can use midpoint differential. And I'm started to calculate in another page just to say say that you're starting from scratch and you have some estimated midpoints. Maybe you have a starting midpoint and you want to have set midpoint differentials, or you know what you want the midpoint differential to be. So you could identify different midpoint differential percentages based on the job family groupings or the type of groups or the levels within the company. So you could have higher or lower. The comp metrics cheat sheet will list out some examples of different midpoint differentials based on if the job family is clerical or manager or those types of categories. But for this example, say I know I want a 15% differential for the company for these grades A through D, and that I'm starting with the entry midpoint is starting at 30,000, and then we're going up here. So I could calculate what the midpoint should be if we have this differential. So I would do equals the starting midpoint in A for grade A times the midpoint differential, and that's just going to give me the dollar amount to increase the range by. So we still need to add it, so I'm going to add parentheses and not times, plus, so we want the midpoint plus the 15% differential. So that'll give us 34. And then as I drag that down, it'll update to take the previous grade's midpoint times the 15%. Another way you can do this is you could also have multiply times 1.15. So if you have the 15%, you could also have it as 1.15 and then just take 1.15 times the midpoint above it, and you'll see I'm getting the same midpoint. So you can also use it that way, and then that shortens the formula a little bit. So that's how you can use midpoint differential. And say you had like an estimated market values and you wanted to see how it compares to kind of smoothing out the ranges and making everybody have a 15% differential. You're making the career progression a little bit easier. So if I wanted to change this up, if I didn't think grade D was getting high enough, you could enter a 20% differential and see how that adjusts the midpoints here. So yeah, and also I wanted to show you how the rest of this template works. So you'll see it's already calculating midpoint differential for us. It's calculating range spread, which I'll go over that in a next video too. But this template is for helping to both increase your current ranges and also round them. Step 1 is entering your ranges. Step 2 is how much do you want to increase all ranges by a standard percentage. So typically this could be done by whatever is budgeted for like an annual merit program. You'd want to increase the ranges by the same percentage. So say that we have a 3% budget, so you would enter the 3% here, and then every range is getting increased by exactly 3%. So then if you scroll right, step 3 will be selecting how much you want to round the ranges. So right now it's selected at hundreds. So it's just rounding them. Instead of having this long number, it's just going to round it to the hundreds, which I think looks a lot better. You could also select to round it to the tens or the thousands. And depending on what currency you're using this for, because there's no $ or currency sign. This could be used for other currencies where you may want to round to one of these higher numbers, but clearly that's not going to work with the ranges I have put in here right now. So as the ranges are rounded, the midpoint differential pretty much still stays the same. Range spread, pretty close, not a whole lot of change just by rounding it. And then if you scroll right, there's also a graph that will plot out the ranges that you have entered in here. And then there's also a section for hourly ranges. If you are using hourly ranges, the way that the rounding part will work is a little bit, there's some different options there. So you can find this template. I'll link to it in the comments, but it's a timesavingtemplates.com SP/tackle turnover toolkit. It'll be easier to link to, but it includes 3 other templates that come with the salary range reset. So it's going to have some turnover tracking and a cost to hire tracking, as well as a resignation proof roadmap. Let me see if I can find the visual right there. It's like a little roadmap PDF. So some Excel templates and PDF templates included in that package. And that's for the template we just went over, that is resetting your ranges. For the free compensation metrics cheat sheet, which goes over midpoint differential and several other compensation metrics, you can find that by going to timesavingtemplates.com/free resources, and it'll be under the human resources comp metrics cheat sheet. So that's what it looks like right here. And that's a PDF, about a 3-page PDF that explains and kind of a cheat sheet to know the formulas for those different comp metrics. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And until next time, don't forget, I'm here to help you streamline and save time when it comes to using Excel spreadsheets for your compensation processes and any other challenges that you have with Excel spreadsheets. And I will see you next time. Bye.